All right. Well, today we're on with SLIP Robotics. I've got Jordan Sanders here. I'm super excited about what this technology can do for manufacturing logistics companies. So let's go ahead and get started. First question, who is Jordan Sanders?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. I am Chief Commercial Officer here at SLIP Robotics. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where SLIP is headquartered. And I've been with SLIP for about 2 years now. I joined when we were kind of seed stage and coming out of seed stage, and I have the fun job of helping to commercialize our technology and deliver it to our customers. So yeah, really happy to be on today.
Awesome. So I've seen some videos. It looks really cool, but can you just explain to me, what exactly is SLIP Robotics? What do you guys do?
Yeah. So what SLIP Robotics, we have really cool technology that's very cutting edge, but what we do is very simple. We load and unload trucks in 5 minutes. We do that using SLIP bots, which are very large autonomous loading robots. Basically, they're 17 feet long, 8 foot wide robots. Three of them fill out a 53-foot trailer. And with them, again, you can load and unload any truck and any type of freight in 5 minutes. And probably most excitingly for many of our customers, we do that without requiring any Wi-Fi or IT integration or any connectivity. So very unique. It's very easy to integrate in current operations and kind of brownfields and immediately realize the value of fast loading and unloading.
So if I'm a manufacturer, I've got a big distribution center warehouse. I mean, how does this practically help me as I'm trying to make decisions about how I set up my warehouse or implement new technology?
Yeah, it's a great question. So really our bread and butter kind of application for our robots is what we call short haul, high frequency shuttle logistics. And that exists a lot in manufacturing. Pretty much any manufacturing plant of any large volume, you want to use the four walls of your manufacturing plant for manufacturing, not for holding inventory. So inevitably, what manufacturers do is they have offsite warehouses where they hold inventory. And on some schedule, that warehouse is sending trucks inbound to the plant to essentially feed the plant with inventory. That is one of our great use cases for SLIP bots. So some of our customers are folks like John Deere, Nissan, GE Appliances, Valeo, and that's a large part of how they use our robots. Basically, when you slot SLIP bots into those types of operations, before SLIP bots, often folks are spending 45, 60 minutes loading a truck, then driving it 10 minutes down the road to the plant, spending another 45 to 60 minutes unloading it. So there's just tons of waste, wasted resources and wasted time. So fundamentally what SLIP provides to our customers is speed and alleviating the bottleneck that exists at every dock. I think what's very unique is we provide that kind of speed of the process speed, but we also provide great safety benefits because you're no longer sending people in forklifts in and out of trailers, 25 to 30 times per load. The robot is going inside the truck with one press of a button. And I think what's really unique is that these roles, forklift, it's always high turnover role, really difficult role to fill, specifically a forklift operator for loading and unloading the trucks. So it's really unique about our technology is we kind of expand the accessible labor pool for folks. So now truly anyone with the use of SLIP bots or the help of SLIP bots can load and unload a truck in just 5 minutes.
Very cool. Do you have like a specific case study showing how SLIP Robotics has helped a customer of yours?
Yeah. I think one that comes to mind is kind of that manufacturing use case of shuttle logistics inbound. So we have we have a customer who, before using SLIP bots, their average delivery lead time from the time it took to get a part from a rack in the warehouse and get it delivered to line side storage inside the manufacturing plant, the average time was 150 minutes. After implementing SlipBot in the first week of implementing SlipBots, that average delivery time went from 150 minutes down to just 73 minutes total. And what that does, fundamentally for a manufacturer is it means you can do a lot more reliable production planning, right? And so for this customer, what it actually led to was because they could get more material in with fewer resources in half the time, they actually were able to reduce their internal line side storage, so increase the usable space inside their manufacturing plant and actually bring in another manufacturing line in the place that the storage used to be.
Wow, that's That's awesome. So obviously you guys are on the cutting edge of some of this technology that's going to be helping manufacturers. And obviously, just like you just described, it has a whole bunch of other benefits. As you look into the future for warehousing, for manufacturing, for logistics, right? Like, what are you guys seeing as far as the changes that are coming down the pike? If I'm a manufacturer, have a DC, have any sort of distribution like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that especially right now, right in the era of tariffs and kind of the reshoring, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of questions about manufacturing, say, coming back to the U.S. Right? I'd say what's really unique about SLIP is all of our bots are made in the U.S. They're made right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're getting a lot of comments and questions from customers. They're hearing from other suppliers that like, hey, other robotic suppliers that they've got really long lead times and there's a lot of uncertainty in their business. Thankfully for our business, because we're made in America, majorities of our parts are sourced in America. We're very minimally impacted. But the other thing we're hearing from our customer base is as we bring more manufacturing back to the U.S. Of course, there's been a labor shortage, right, in supply chain and manufacturing industries. As we bring more manufacturing back, isn't that just going to get worse? And I think vaguely folks are talking about, well, robots will fill the gap. And I think that that's true generally in an arc of maybe a generation. But the question is, what are we going to do this year, next year, current workforce? What does this actually look like? One of the favorite things about my job at SLIP is I get to see every day current forklift operators who previously were doing the very laborious task of running in and out of a truck, loading and unloading. It's not some vague story around upskilling, and they don't have to become a robot expert. It's simply one day they were driving a forklift in and out of the truck. The next day they have a SLIP controller in their hands, and they're now using SLIP bots to load and unload in 5 minutes. And I think, basically, when we think about kind of the future, we think that we really believe that people are going to look back, and this is happening at our customer sites, saying things like, I can't believe we used to do it, the old way. And we'll have more folks like at one of our customers. It was literally a grandmother. She was in her 60s who had been loading and unloading the trailer. And it's not a fun task. It's a lot of wear and tear on her body. When she became a SLIP bot operator, she actually asked me get a video of her so that she could send it to her grandson and tell him that she's got a tech job now. So stories like that are really fun and exciting. I think we're going to see a lot more of that, of SLIP bots and robots in general, kind of augmenting the work that that folks are doing to actually increase kind of their output.
Man, that's super exciting. I can't wait to see some SLIP bots at some of Shapiro's customers at some point in the very near future. It sounds like an incredible technology. Thank you so much, Jordan, for hopping on 5 for 5, and can't wait to see what you guys do going into the future. Have a good one, all right?
Yeah, thanks for having me.